everybody, welcome back to the channel. Captain Lee here. I know it's been a little while since I put out a new video. We've been pretty busy with boat show season the last few months. That just concluded down in Palm Beach, and I made my way up here to Stuart, Florida. I've heard from a lot of you if I could make a film about crossing through Lake Okeechobee and what it's like navigating the lock systems. So I have this opportunity to pick up this beautiful 2015 Marlow 58. It's here at Willis Custom Yachts, which is a full-service boat yard just outside of Stuart. Do a lot of collaboration between Marlow Yachts and Willis Custom. If you need any work done, it's a great yard, very convenient right here in Stuart, and you can make your way right across the state. So with that said, I just wanted to take you for a ride, obviously show you some of the features of this Marlow and give you some pointers. Hopefully it'll help some of you out as you make your first trek through the center of the state. It affords you the option to come through protected waterways and go from Fort Myers to Stuart or vice versa. So with that said, let's get this Marlow 58 fired up and we'll take you for a ride. Here we go. All right. I'm gonna kick our breakers on. As you saw in one of my last videos, monitors, stabilizers, wind wipers. It's been a little rainy out here the last few days. Trim tabs, nav lights don't need. HF nav, cameras, got some sound. Stereo just for the fun of it. Don't need that. I gotta turn on my steering pump. Gotta turn on my engine batteries. Everything else is warming up here. All right, thrusters are working, shifters are working. I already fired up the generator here, so I'm gonna go down and disconnect the shore power, and then we'll get out of here on this blustery Monday morning, and let's go across the state.
St. Lucie lock, westbound motor vessel, quality time, over. Hey, good morning. We are westbound, just looking for permission on your next transit, please.
Copy, just stand by with that green light before approaching chamber. Make sure you have your life jacket on, and once inside, tie off your bow, your stern, and turn off your engines.
Good copy. Quality time, standby 1-3. So now as we approach these locks, you heard the gate tender mention that you have to wear life jackets, so make sure your life jackets are handy. Never a bad idea to have a knife on you, especially when you're on the other side and the water is draining. So we're gonna go ahead and lock in on our port side tie. Once we get in the lock and tied off, we're gonna go ahead and shut the engines off. Alright, so we just came through the St. Lucie lock back there. One of the things you want to do when you're getting ready to make the crossing is know where you can stop. Whether you get stopped by the locks, because they do shut down at 4:30 and sometimes even earlier, make sure you have a fallback position. I always advise making sure you have enough fuel to make the whole crossing, but if for whatever reason your fuel gauge wasn't working and you needed to pick up fuel, know where you can go. We're coming up on River Forest Yachting Center. I know a lot of you, when you're talking to your brokers and or your captains, for insurance purposes, a lot of us will recommend River Forest. So this is River Forest East coming up here on our port side. Just past that, before we get to the Myakka Lock, and actually the only stop here where you can catch fuel or gas is Indian Town. It's a small little marina, so depending on the side of your boat, you're going to want to call ahead and make sure they've got spots on their quay wall. And other than that, there's nowhere else to get fuel. Now I'm sure if you pull into River Forest, you can bring a fuel truck in there. But again, just be mindful, know where your fallback positions are if you get stopped by a lock. And then once we get across the lake, you have Roland Martin's Marina, and we're going to actually pull in there and spend the night this evening. They've got gas and diesel. Port LaBelle on the other side of the state will have fuel. Things to be mindful of, and we're going to head across the lake here, so enjoy the ride.
When I'm driving on my own, turn up the radio, sing every word I know. Get woozy vision where the mountains meet the sea, diamonds in the water. I only feel one thing, yeah. Ocean blowing out the west, hear the water breathing.
All right, we're making our way towards the lake. We're coming up on Port Myakka here. The last few times I've come across the lake, the lock has actually been in the open position. If not open, they just open the lock and you just pass right through. Typically when the lake level gets to around 12 feet or less, there's not enough water in the lake for them to actually need to raise us up anymore. So we'll see if it's in the open position, and then we'll head out to the lake. If you're curious about the water depths, and you should be, you can check, I think, either SwiftMud or the Corps of Engineers website, and it'll give you a daily report. Like I said, today it's running around 12 feet. And when it says 12 feet, your shallowest water will probably be right around 5.5, 6 feet. So if you draw 5 feet or less, which we do on this Marlow 58, we're just under 5 feet. You shouldn't have any issue, but you need to stay on your course, especially when you're coming out of the lock here, and when you get down towards Lewiston. Some captains I've heard call it Shark Tooth Alley. There's a lot of limestone in these areas, so you do not want to lose focus and you do not want to stray. So be on your A game.
I tell you what I know, we live in days of gold. Yeah, maybe we're just living in those good old days. Yeah, maybe we're just living in those good old days.
Martin's here. We're going to try to get Brian to put the drone up. Captain Sam is waiting at the dock for us. Again, very shallow out here, so you got to make sure you're following your chart. Stay in the middle of the channel. Got a pretty good east wind still today, and I'll try to show you guys coming through the locks. Say hi to Captain Sam. Security. Marlow 58 coming through Lewiston Lock.
This lock's open, Cap. Come straight on to it.
go and do the shore power, and we're going to take you out through the locks here. We're going to hit 3 locks today and hopefully make it all the way down to or over to Cabbage Key, which is just north of Captiva Island. Beautiful little spot. We've got about 95 nautical miles to go. So let's go for a ride. Day 2 on this Marlow 58. Alright, we just left Roland Martin's down there in Clewiston. We're headed up to the Moorhaven Lock, about 7 miles from here. We're going to go through 3 locks today. So we have 3 locks west of the lake, 2 locks east of the lake that we came through yesterday. Once we get through Moorhaven, we'll have the Ortona Lock. And then another 20 or 22 miles past Ortona, we'll have the Franklin Lock. And that'll dump us out into the head of the Caloosahatchee River. Now there are a few spots that you want to be mindful of as you approach Moorhaven. A couple shallow areas, and you'll see some red markers out here, and you'll see it on your Navionics. So just take it slow if you have any concern. Obviously, if the lake level's low, it's always advisable to take it slow. Places to stop. So once we get through Moorhaven and we start approaching Ortona, you'll have River Forest West. So again, same company that we passed outside of Stewart there, and the St. Lucie Lock. Not many places to stop between Moorhaven and Ortona, so if you get trapped between those locks, you can always pull up to the city docks there at Moorhaven. You can either pay in the box, or there's a little marina right there, and you can go on Dockwell, I believe. You know, bathroom, tiny little Mexican restaurant there for takeout, and I think it's like a VFW hall to grab a bite to eat. And then once you get past Ortona, in between Ortona and Franklin, you have Port LaBelle, which was the staging ground for all the dredge equipment back in the 1930s. But they do have diesel and gas there. Not a ton of amenities, but very nice staff that work there. And then once you go through the little bridge there, you have the LaBelle Yacht Club, which is a great place to overnight. Can't make that Franklin Lock heading westbound before 4:30. So again, it all comes down to planning. Take your time. Make sure to pay attention to your charts. Make sure you have a good spatial awareness while you're running these canals, because they are not very forgiving. So here we go. Enjoy day 2.
Ever since the days of old, men have searched for wealth untold. They dig for silver and they dig for gold, and they leave the empty holes. Way down south in the Everglades, where the black water rolls and the sawgrass sways, the eagles fly and the otters play in the land of the Seminoles. So blow, blow, Seminole wind, blow like you're never gonna blow again. I'm calling to you like a long lost friend, 'cause I know who you are. Blow, blow from the Okeechobee all the way up to Micanopy, blow across the land of the Seminole, alligator and the guard. Progress
Coming back to the westbound vessel. Go ahead and get suited up for the water of your choice inside the chamber. Make sure you got your life jackets on for us when you come in. Stand by for the green light. It'll be your permission to enter the chamber. If you're going down 8 feet, Captain will be out there momentarily.
I walked in the swamp. I stood upon a cypress stump. I listened close and I heard the ghost of Osceola crying. So blow, blow, Seminole wind, blow like you're never gonna blow again. I'm calling to you like a long lost friend, 'cause I know who you are. Blow, blow from the Okeechobee all the way north to Micanopy, blow across the land of Seminole, alligator
Thank you. Have a good afternoon. Alva Broadway Bridge, westbound motor vessel, quality time. Over.
Yeah, I see you coming, Captain. Just keep coming towards the bridge and we'll get you through when you get here.
Welcome to the Miserable Mile. This is, I guess, kind of the mouth of the Caloosahatchee River coming out of downtown Fort Myers back there. And I don't know where all the boats come from, but they all congregate right here. Half of them don't know which side of the channel to be on, although today they're all doing pretty good. So again, keep an eye out on the channel markers. Take it slow, watch the current, really squeezes through here. But we've had a good run from Roland Martin today. I think we've got another 30 miles to go up around Sanibel and Captiva. We're gonna pull into Cabbage Key here. So after a long day, you've come to this point and you really gotta be on your game. You know, we're gonna do this trip in 3 days because we're trying not to burn too much fuel. We've been averaging about 8.5 knots. We'll get up and run 20-21 knots for 45 minutes to an hour every now and then. Some open areas like crossing the lake back before Fort Myers there. And I'll probably get up and run a little bit coming around Captiva Island once we get in a little bit deeper water. But anyway, this is the Miserable Mile. And catch up to you here at Cabbage Key as we're docking the boat. Alright everybody, welcome to Cabbage Key, one of my favorite islands here on the west coast of Florida. This is Brian's first time here. I love bringing clients here. It's a very laid back Florida lifestyle type of place. Anyway, we're going to make the run back up to our headquarters in Palmetto, Florida, out on Sneed Island. If you'd like to learn more about Marlow Yachts, I welcome you to give us a call, shoot me an email,
come take a look. We always have 14 or 15 boats on site. If you're interested in this particular boat, you can contact Bill Thomas. This is his listing. And yeah, we're gonna make that run up tomorrow. But for now, I'm gonna take Brian up to that water tower and we're gonna catch this lovely sunset here on Cabbage Key. Thanks for coming along for the ride. We'll see you out here next time. Till then, happy exploring.
To last, and when the cool begins with the summer's in, at least I made time to heal from within, to give free and break chain, the feel sunshine, the rain, the roots life and remain, the spirit never dies. It's the last breath, let's not waste all the realization made, walking all alone in open space, drifting through the summertime, yeah, leaving all the world behind, yeah, driving 99 to erase my mind, wild and free, never die. Summertime, yeah, never gonna say goodbye, yeah. Looking for life when the world is ending, wild and free, never die. Drifting through the summertime, yeah. Leaving all the world behind, yeah. Drifting through the summertime, yeah. Leaving all the world behind, yeah. Summertime, yeah. Leaving all the world behind, yeah. Driving 99 to erase